Hey everybody, listen, what I'm going to do is talk more about the Super Wheel today, and I'm going to show you exactly how I use the Super Wheel to get rid of all the hand sanding on a handle. I've got 3 knives here that have been shaped, and this is rough shaped with a 36 grit wheel. That's just a rough shaped handle. I'm going to take this knife to where these 2 knives are, and these knives are, the spines are at 400, and the scales themselves are scallop 600. So the steps I use to get from here to there, which is right before I go on the Super Wheel, that's what you're gonna get to see today. I'm gonna take this knife right here, and I'm going to do the handle completely. So I'll start with 120, and I'll do all the spines with 120. Once the knife is at 120 grit, the spines are, I use my first scallop belt, and that'll be a 220 grit scallop belt. And I will get all the scratches off. It's very important when you're using the belts to finish the handles that you get all the scratches at each grit. So there will be no more scratches on this knife that aren't 220. And the scratches at this point will be running this direction. Once I got the scale done, I do the spines at 220. After that, I go back to the scallop belts and I do a 400 and a 600. And then I go back and I do the spines at 400. So when I'm done with this knife at the end of this video, it will be right where these are. And then I will do the Super Wheel on all 3 of these knives, and you'll get to see 3 different materials and how the Super Wheel finishes them with no hand sanding. So at this point, I've done all of the belt work to get the knife ready for the Super Wheel and the buff. Instead of hand sanding, that's what I'm gonna do. I have the spines at 400 grit lengthwise. Since the scratches are going lengthwise on the spine, I don't need to go all the way to 600 grit for the Super Wheel to finish that out. On the scales, however, I did scallop belt all the way up to 600 grit. So these crossways scratches, the 600 grit Super Wheel is gonna knock that out. Then I'll go to the buff and we'll have a nice handle without any hand sanding at all. I hope you guys enjoyed the demo, and go out and get yourself a Super Wheel and stop all that extra hand sanding. It'll save your hands a lot of pain, and we appreciate your business at Pops.